Hello friends, let us start with the next part of our predicate logic. In this presentation today we'll talk only about the examples. Given simple English statements, how do you convert it into predicate logic statements? It is really very simple and interesting. I hope you all will enjoy this session. Let us start. Okay. Now the very first sentence what you can see is the ball color is red. Right? Now if you want to display it, put it in a predicate logic format, what you'll be saying? Ball color is red. Fine. So color is a predicate, right? Ball and red are the subject. Similarly, Rishi likes mango. What is predicate here? Likes, right? So Rishi likes mango. In fact, predicate we also call it as a relation, right? So the relation between Rishi and like is Rishi and mango is Rishi likes mango. Now, next what we have is everybody loves somebody. Now, here you need to remember the quantifiers what we have learned, universal quantifier and existential quantifier. Now, whenever we talk about everybody, by default it will be universal quantifier, and when we talk about somebody, that is existential quantifier. So here what we'll have? Universal quantifier and existential quantifier. And what will the predicate? Predicate will be loves. So let us see how it is displayed, right? All x, some y, right? Now all x is nothing but everybody. Some y is nothing but somebody. So we say everybody loves somebody. Is it fine? Everybody loves somebody. Now let us look at another example. Again here, what is the statement? Mihir is a man. Now when you look at this statement, it is name. Mihir is a name which is a proper noun. We are talking about someone very specific. And the predicate or information represented here is Mihir is a man. So man is the predicate. And then how do we represent it? Mihir is a man. Fine. Now, even you can think of men as a class, right? And Mihir as an object of the class men. Another example, Mihir is a Mumbaikar. Mumbaikar, the one who lives in Mumbai, right? Mihir is a Mumbaikar. Now, again, you can say Mihir is a Mumbaikar. You can see the is a relationship also. Mihir is a Mumbaikar. Now, here if I write Mihir was a Mumbaikar, then also the predicate logic statement will be same, right? There will not be any difference whether I write Mihir is or Mihir was a. So in predicate logic, we cannot differentiate between the tense of a sentence like past tense, future tense, present tense, etc. Right? So again, you can say Mihir is an object of class Mumbaikar. Right? Now next, what we have, all Mumbaikars are Indians. Now here we don't have proper noun. Mumbaikar and Indians are general terms. So here what we'll be using implies condition, right? So let us see how we apply it. Remember again all. All means what will come? Universal quantifier, right? So all X, what is X? X is a Mumbaikar. So all Mumbaikars are Indians. Because if X is a Mumbaikar, then X is Indian, implies, right? And if you can recollect from the previous session, what we had said, universal quantifiers will always use implies, right? Okay, next, what is there? Here, left hand side of information and right hand side is inference. Now, what is information here? Information is X is Mumbaikar. What is inference? Because X is Mumbaikar, X is Indian, right? That is inference. Okay. I hope these simple examples are clear. Let us go ahead now. Next is what? Every Mumbaikar likes Mumbai. Every means all. So again, what you'll be using? Universal quantifier. Likes is your predicate, right? Now, how do we represent it? Okay. All X. What is X? X is a Mumbaikar, right? Mumbaikar likes Mumbai. Again, there is implies. You are getting it? All Mumbaikars likes Mumbai. What X represents? X represents Mumbaikar. All X, right? So Mumbaikar likes Mumbai. Fine. Now, let us look at another example. Here, what is the statement? All red flowers are beautiful. So now, here red and flower has been treated as separate entity, as all flowers are not red. So when you are writing the statement, you need to treat them separately, right? Red and flowers, will be treating them separately, right? So when you are writing it, how do we write? For all, we already have universal quantifier. What is X? X is a flower and X is red in color. Okay. So X is red flower. Why? Because all flowers are not red. So we need to write end symbol here. Like if X is a red flower, then X is beautiful. Right? What it is saying, all red flowers are beautiful. So implies will come here. I hope you are getting it. All flowers which are red, like red flowers, are beautiful. And what we are using? X. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, everyone is loyal to someone. Now again, if you look at everyone, what it is? It is universal quantifier. And when you look at someone, what it is? Existential quantifier. And what will the predicate? Predicate will be loyal. So how do we write this? Right? Everyone, like for all X, for some Y, right? So everyone is loyal to someone. Is it fine? Everyone is loyal to someone. Okay. Now let us look at another statement. What it is saying? Everyone loves everyone. Right? Now, here we don't have any name or predicate. So it is a bit tricky. How do we represent it? Okay. Now, everyone for all X, everyone for all Y. Okay. So everyone loves everyone. Fine. Everyone loves everyone, where everyone is represented by X and this everyone is represented by Y. And when we say everyone means all. So universal quantifier is shown here. Let us go ahead. Okay. Now what we have, everyone loves everyone except himself. Now there is no inference in this statement. It is just an information. So we are not going to use implies connective here. Remember this, right? So how do we write it? Fine. Now, everyone, all X, everyone, all Y, right? So you can write here, everyone loves everyone, but they don't love themselves, right? X doesn't love X. Is it clear? Okay, now what? All Romans were either loyal to Caesar or hated him. Now here what you see is the very first proper noun what we see here is a Caesar. Now we also need to find out what is the information and what is inference. So here all Romans is the information and loyal and hated is the inference. Right? So here we'll be using implies. So all. All X, what is X? X is the Romans, right? X is the Romans. So all Romans, so Romans who are loyal to Caesar and some Romans who hated Caesar. So here you have or, right? Romans loyal to Caesar or Romans hated Caesar. But all Romans, so universal quantify here. Next, what we have is people only try to assassinate rulers they aren't loyal to. Now think about it and try to write your own. By that time I get it on the screen, try your own. Now people, when you're talking about people, means all people. So again, you will have universal quantifier here. So how do we write? Right? All x, where x is a person, that is people. All y, when who is y is a ruler, right? So x is a person, right? And y is a ruler. So person, ruler. Now, person who is not loyal to ruler. Negation is there, remember. X is what? Is a person. Y is what? Is a ruler. So what we are saying, X is not loyal to Y, then X will try to assassinate Y. Now, this statement is not right. Why? Because let us say there are 10,000 people who are not loyal to the ruler. So according to the above statement, what will happen? All 10,000 people will try to assassinate the ruler, which is not possible. So what is the right statement then? The right statement is this. Again, you have for all x, all y, x is a person, y is a ruler, right? And x will try to assassinate y if x is not loyal to y, right? This is implies here. Is it fine? This is the right statement. Shall we go ahead? Okay. Now next what we have is anyone who is Mumbaikar and owns more than one house, then he's a millionaire. Remember, it's true because if he's a Mumbaikar and having more than one house, he is really a millionaire. Now, how do we represent it using a predicate logic? Anyone who is Mumbaikar and owns more than one house is a millionaire. So let us see. Okay. Now what we are showing here, all Mumbaikars, that is X is Mumbaikar and X owns house more than one, then X is millionaire. Now here the problem is what? We cannot write X greater than 1. Why? Because when I say X is Mumbaikar, now assuming that X is a person, then when I write X greater than 1, it is not right. We are comparing an instance of a person with a number, which is not true. So here owns house is a function which will return the number of houses owned by the person X. And here operator greater than will check that number. That number of houses owned by X is always greater than 1. So there is an option of true and false. So this is a wrong statement. So what we'll be using here? What is the right solution? Right solution will be using a function greater than, which will compare both the values and return either true or false. So here if you look, all X where X is a Mumbaikar and owns X owns houses. So it will give the number of houses owned by the X, and that value and 1 will be compared by the function greater than, and then it will return the value true or false. Implies X is millionaire. Is it fine? See, if you might find it difficult to understand, so you can just play the video again and again and try to understand. Even still, if you have some difficulty, you can always send me a message. Okay, next example. You can fool all the people some of the time. Remember, all people sometime. So what you'll have here, you will have universal quantifier as well as existential quantifier. So how do we write? Right? All people, that is all X, sometime, that is T. X is a person, T is time. Right? All person and sometime, right? So now X is a person, all person can fool some of the time. So we can fool all the people some of the time. This is the right answer. Now, look at the same statement again. You can fool some of the people all the time. Now, what will change? Now, here all x and some t. Now, it will be what? Some x, all t. Why? Because some of the people here, what we had? All the people. Here you have some of the time. Here you have all the time. So, only the things will little bit reverse here. Right? So, here some x, all t, where x is a person and t is a time, right? So some person all the time can fool people. Is it fine? X person can fool people all the time. Okay, this is really interesting. Every city has a museum which has been visited by every person in the city. Every city has a museum. Remember, every city. That means again you have universal quantify here. Right, which has been visited by every person. Again, one more universal quantifier here, person in the city. Now, how do we go ahead? I think you should sit with a paper and a pencil and try to write along with me. Okay. So what is this? You have x, all x, some y, and all z. Right? Why some y? Because you have only one museum. Has a museum, right? X is a city. So in this city, every city, right? X is a city implies Y is a museum, right? Z is a person, okay? Person Z lives in the city X and person visits museum. Is it fine? X is a city which is representing all the cities. Y represents the museum. Z represents the person who live in that city. Z lives in the city X and Z visits museum, that is Y. Is it fine? It's very simple in fact. Only thing here you have the combination of all. Now you are using universal quantifier and you are using existential quantifier, and because you are using universal quantifier you are using implies and you are using existential quantifier, so you are using and also, right? Okay. Now let us look at this example. Parents and children are inverse relation. What does that mean? Inverse means both way it is. So let us look at it. All parents, all children, right? All parents, that is P, all children, that is C. Now, P is parent of C. P is parent of C implies that C is child of P. Yes or no, the inverse relation here now? P is parent of C implies, like if P is parent of C, that means C is child of P. It's very simple in fact. Okay. Now the next is what? The best score in maths is always higher than the best score in English. The best score in maths is always higher than the best score in English. Do you want to try it out? I'll give you all a second. Let us see. Otherwise, you can pause the video here, write it your own, and then replay it again. Right? So how do we write? Okay. All x, all y, right? So what is x? X is the best math score and y is best English score. Best math score and y is best English score, right? So here what we say implies that x is greater than y. Here I can directly use it because both are numbers. I don't need to use that function. I can directly say x is greater than y. That means if I have a best score of maths and I have best score of English, then my math score is always greater than English score. It's very simple in fact. I hope the examples are clear to you. You all enjoyed it. Again, I repeat, you might find it difficult in the beginning to directly understand Sit with a paper and a pencil, try to practice and solve as much as possible. Again, I repeat, any difficulty you can message me or you can send a comment. Thank you.